Hello folks, back to our series on how to build a neck through base. This is part 12. This is where it gets really fun and exciting. I mean, it's all fun and exciting. When we last left off, we have our neck blank and we have marked out on the back all along here what we're going to trim off and rough out on both sides of the neck, even the back of the headstock. So we're going to do that now. We're going to carefully take this to the bandsaw and just trim off that little sliver off the back here. I'm still going to leave a little extra material, and then we're going to rough that out, but just to save a little bit of time. And I'm also going to trim off this back portion of the tone block that's been carefully marked and level that. Let's get to it. Take this to the edge sander, just level that down. next part is where it gets really interesting. This is where we're going to level off the back down to the pencil line and then begin to rough out the profile. There's a lot of different ways to do this, and this is a method that I arrived on years ago simply out of necessity. I'm going to take this off so you can hear me. So there's a lot of different ways to carve a neck. Some people use CNC machines to do it the same way every time. They have great consistency. The machine takes care of the grunt work, and that's wonderful. Other people use what's called a shaper. Some people have advanced jigs and templates and they use a router. All different ways. When I started off carving necks, I took a big full block and I would use a spoke shave and just whittle away at the thing for hours on end. And that was okay when I had 4 or 5 bases to build. But now that, you know, the work queue gets up to over 30 at a time, I have to use something that removes the material more efficiently. So I use an angle grinder for this, and it has a disc 36 grit. This is actually 50 or 40 grit. I can't remember what it is. Anyways, it's very abrasive. Takes off a lot of material, and it takes a touch. It has to be done very carefully, because if you take off too much, it's ruined. So it's something I've had to develop a touch for over the years. I don't think I've even shown a video of this ever, so this is something that if you haven't tried and you're considering doing this, do a practice run on a piece of scrap before you ruin a neck, because it's very easy to screw up your neck. Okay. That's my disclaimer. I've done this hundreds of times. First thing I'm going to do is level the back, flat back on this. Let me get this to where you can see a little bit better. There we go. Alright, let's flip this around. So, you can see we've come down to the pencil line. It's not perfect, but it's very, very close. The main thing we're going for is a nice flat back, and I've got just a couple little spots I need to hit a little bit more material on, but I'm just showing you what we're doing up close. Now, once I get the back totally flattened out, the next thing I'm going to define is the volute. And this is the very crude beginnings of the volute, and I'll just basically do that for you. There's really not much I can explain, I just do it. So. right, now we have that. That's the beginnings of the volute. We've taken it down so that we have plenty of thickness and material to work with. Now I'm going to work on the back of the headstock. All right, a little close up here. All right, we're now down to the lines that I carefully traced along the sides. Still crude, but we're getting there. We're sculpting. Next, I'm going to start hogging off these corners and start to create the rough profile on either side of the neck. All right, again, this is something that really takes a touch. This is something I would not recommend trying on the actual neck you're planning on using for the first time. Use a piece of scrap and get your technique down. that is how I do that. There is our roughed out neck profile. So we're going to come back for another part of this video series, and I'm going to show you how I take it the next step. All right. Thanks for watching.